Hi everyone, in this video today I'm going to show you how to remove the bolt assembly and the trigger from this Beretta 3901. I'm not going to totally disassemble the bolt, I'm not going to totally disassemble the trigger or disassemble the trigger, I'm just going to remove it. But I am going to show you basically just how to do get it to the point that you need to clean it just for general maintenance. So let's go ahead and let's get to it. Okay, so before we get into the disassembly or removal process of the trigger and the bolt, I want to go ahead and tell you what tools you're going to need. Now, just to disassemble this part of the gun, you're just going to need a punch. I'm going to be using a 1/8 inch size, and you're going to need a small hammer to drive out a pin with this punch. So that's all the tools you're going to need. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my GoPro, and we'll get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to it here. The first thing you're going to do, obviously, before you disassemble any firearm is to make sure the gun is unloaded, and you're just going to do that by checking in the chamber here and making sure there's no ammunition. In my case, there's not. So I'm going to go ahead and close the chamber at this point. And you just do that with pushing the chamber button there. Now go ahead and remove your forearm and your barrel. Just unscrew it here at the top of the forearm. Okay, so this will allow you to remove everything that you need to as far as forearm the barrel. Just go ahead and make sure your barrel doesn't come out there. You may want to grab hold there to make sure it doesn't. Go ahead and grab your forearm off and the spring, and then your barrel will slide right out of there. Alright, so at this point I'm going to go ahead and lay my gun back down on the vise, clamp it down. Now you're going to take your punch and your hammer, and there is a little pin right here. That's the trigger pin. You're going to want to drive it out. So just make sure that you have a good control over the punch so you don't mar the finish on your receiver. And just start punching it out. There we go. Alright, so the way the trigger is designed, it actually has an extended part at the back that goes back into here. So you're going to want to push the chamber button and just kind of slowly work it forward like that. Okay, so this is the part I was talking about, and I'll show you where that goes in just a moment. Now we're going to go ahead and start disassembling the bolt. You're going to grab the part right here that stops it, and you're going to pull it out, just like so. Now the bolt will go ahead and disassemble. Go ahead and tilt it up a little bit, hold it with your left hand under here, and just slowly start working it forward. Now you're going to want to grab it with your left hand, the bolt assembly, just to make sure that it doesn't go flying all over the place or anything, you don't drop it. And make sure that you just pull it out nice and smooth. Now, just for cleaning purposes, you should be able to do everything here. You can just take this part right here, goes right back into this, and your bolt just disassembles just by falling out like that. It should be really easy to clean it at this point, and it should be as far as you need to disassemble it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start the reassembly process now. So you're going to take your bolt, I'm assuming you kind of separated the two pieces here to clean it. You're going to take this piece like so, with the long end protruding this way. Your firing pin end is the one with a little hole in the middle of it in comparison to the big protruding part out of the back. You're going to take it like this, so your bolt is put back together. Take this and put it into this groove like so. So this part here goes into this groove. So go ahead and put your right hand on that and try to hold it. Now you're going to take this and slide it over the magazine tube like so. Start pushing the bolt back into the chamber. It may take you a second to work it in there. Now you're going to pay attention here, and once you get it past that groove there like that, and once you go ahead and turn it upside down. Now this is the part that I was going to show you. This trigger back here, you see this part, and if you remember whenever we disassembled it, I told you that goes into the back of the gun, or the back of the receiver. There's two little holes back here in the back of the receiver, or the back of the chamber. This one here, it looks almost like a golf tee, is what the bolt slides back into. This here at the bottom hole, if you're looking at it from normal view, or in this case where I have it upside down, it's the top hole, It just slides in there like so, and then your trigger goes in there. But don't put it in there yet because we want to get the bolt assembled. You're going to take this part down here, this little long part of the bolt, and you're going to take your finger. I find it best to take my finger and put it in where I put the shell at, and then I can just take it and slide it right into that little hole there. Now I want you to take it and make sure that everything is correct. In my case it is. And go ahead and put your stop on here like this, and just push it in there. It's right there. Your bolt is reassembled. Now we're going to go ahead and slide the trigger in there. Now, like I said, this part does go into the back hole there, or the bottom hole in this case. It's the top hole if you're looking at it from the upside down angle. Just go ahead and slide it in there like that. Now once you get it to this point, you're going to need to hold the chamber button. Okay, I'm just going to slide in there, and you're just going to want to align it to where you can drive your pin back in, not your punch. Drive your pin back in. Almost said punch there instead of pin. I don't think that would work good if you drove your punch in here. You definitely want to drive your pin in. And it does take a couple of tries here to line this up just right. Slowly tapping in. Didn't get mine lined up correctly. There we go. Let's gently tap it in. Once you get close, go ahead and grab your pin so you don't mar your receiver. Hold it on there and just gently tap. One more. There we go. Alright, so now you should be able to pull your bolt back, but first there's a little button here on the bottom side of the receiver you're going to have to push. You'll see it's right here. Go ahead and push that. That will allow you to pull your bolt back, and it will stay. Now we're going to go ahead and reassemble the rest of the gun. One thing that could happen here too, whenever you pulled your barrel off, is this gas piston could have came out. If I have the barrel pointed upwards, so the choke end is pointing this way, and you just slide your piston in here just like so. Now I'm going to slide it over here. Make sure you get it into the back of the chamber. There we go. Go ahead and take your spring, the spring pointing upward and the flat end pointing down towards the bottom. Put it back on there. Put your forearm back on. You may have to look and align that hole. There we go. And then tighten it back on. Pretty easy disassembly. As long as you're careful and you follow the steps correctly, I think that you will be able to do it very simply. So, simple disassembly process there, a lot simpler than disassembling the magazine on this gun. So, alright, so thanks for watching the removal of the trigger and the bolt assembly of the Beretta 3901. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Have a great rest of your day.